Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. You made it to Friday. You did it. We gotta get down on Friday and we gotta give you the latest Nintendo Switch news because this is gonna be an interesting episode. Because one of our favorite Switch companies is hosting a direct of their very own, and it's taking place next week. They're promising really big reveals. Plus, Pokemon Legends Arceus, it is a huge hit. These latest reports are insane. I gotta share them with you. And Nintendo, man, they did it again. But it also looks like Nintendo is pushing one of their most anticipated, biggest games to the next Switch, to the next console, and I don't know how we're gonna feel about this, so we got to discuss what's going on, everybody. It's Zach from SwitchForce. Congrats on making it to the weekend. It's right around the corner. Let me confirm for you that you defeated another week. Good job. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this show, and let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below. Also, let me know if you have a memory card, because if you don't, this is the one to get. My fine friends at Lexar make the Play card, which is the perfect card. It is the safest, the fastest, the best. The SwitchForce seal of approval. This thing runs all the way up to 1 terabyte, which means you're storing every game you could want on Switch. It is a fantastic card, so make sure to click the link in the description down below if you want to save your games securely and smartly. I love it, and I know you will too. Now, I also love me some Yacht Club games. These are the fine folks that made Shovel Knight and Shovel Knight and Shovel Knight. They also made Cyber Shadow, which is a really good Switch indie. It's under the radar. If you missed it, you should play it. But yeah, Yacht Club, they do Shovel Knight, and they made a bunch of interesting games, including the most recent Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon, which is super fun. One of my favorite indies on the platform in 2021. Well, they announced that they've got their own direct called Yacht Club Games Presents on February 1st at 5 p.m. Eastern. That puts it at next Tuesday, and this is the first time they've done a big presentation since 2020 when they showed off Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon for the first time. Now, this show promises megaton announcements. What could that be? This show is also 60 minutes in comparison to their 12-minute Yacht Club Presents back 2 years ago. Now, we know that they're still working on Shovel Knight Dig, another entry and foray into the world of Shovel Knight, and that is on Switch. I'm sure everything they announce will be on Switch because they are big supporters of the platform. I mean, Shovel Knight has a freaking amiibo. That's how darn cool that dude is. And like one of my favorite indie franchises, SteamWorld, they found a way to take one character, spread him across genres, and always make it fun. But I bet they have other things to announce as well. We've heard that they're working on other titles, and I bet they've got more than just the blue guy with the horns. Hopefully we get a really soon release date for Shovel Knight Dig. That one was supposed to come out last year, and it did not. But what do you think their megaton announcement could be? At one point, there was like a rumor that Shovel Knight was gonna be in Smash. It didn't pan out in that way, like as a playable character. You can't be Shovel Knight, but he is an assist character in the game. I wonder if there's some other Nintendo crossover in the works. I mean, Yacht Club was able to get an amiibo. That means they are clearly in cahoots with Mr. Furukawa and Mr. Bowser. Do they have another crossover in the vein of Cadence of Hyrule? I'm so ready for another game in that style. Give one of your franchises, Nintendo, to another indie and let them do work. Maybe this is the place that it shows up, or maybe it's just more Shovel Knight. Either way, we'll cover it, we'll stay tuned in, and this is happening next Tuesday, February 1st, as we wait for Nintendo's Direct. This one should be a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, Game Freak, they must be freaking out. I mean, their game is beloved, it's reviewing so well, the fan reception is huge, and this thing is selling like bonkers. I mean, Pokemon always is going to be a big hit, but I don't know if we were ready for how big Legends Arceus is about to be. And all the positive hype is definitely playing a part because Currys, which is a retailer over in the UK, announced that Pokemon Legends Arceus is their most pre-ordered game of all time. Yes, bigger than literally anything else. Amazon has Pokemon Legends Arceus on the top of their charts. It debuted at #1 on the eShop this morning, and people are reporting lines of like 100 people at GameStop waiting for the game, and some GameStop employees have even tweeted that they underestimated the incredible demand for this one and need to order more copies. It sounds like Pokemon Legends Arceus is going to push even for Pokemon, which already sells double-digit millions like it's nobody's business. They are absolutely one of the most successful IP on the planet. And Legends Arceus took a risk. It paid off in reviews, and it seems like it's gonna pay off in sales. I wonder how high this one can climb. Can it climb to the ranks of Animal Crossing? And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, probably not that high, but it'll be interesting to see in about a year's time how this fares in comparison to Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Where do these rank out? I wouldn't be surprised if this one climbs close, if not to the very top. It's that good, it's that fun. I've been enjoying the heck out of it. I'm posting videos on the channel, so I'd appreciate if you check them out. If you're interested in the game, want some cool tips, I'm definitely trying to help you all have the best experience you can, because it has been so much fun to be in this new Hisuian world, and it's paying off. Nintendo took a risk, and it's working. You'll love to see it. Let me know if you love to see it in the comments down below. How many of you remember that Breath of the Wild was supposed to release in 2015? Yeah, Zelda's crazy cool Switch adventure was supposed to be a Wii U exclusive. And then either because of or thanks to delays, it became the coolest launch title ever and released dually on Wii U and Switch. Well, it seems like Nintendo might be working that sort of magic once again, because this latest report is really depressing. Depends how you feel about perceived delays or pushbacks, but it really looks like one of the biggest, most anticipated Switch games is moving on, possibly beyond the life cycle of the Switch. Now, we have heard that the Switch could last for many, many years, but our most recent reports have shown that around 2024 is when people are predicting the next Switch 2 debut. Now, whether that's a 4K Switch Pro, or whether that's a wholly new Switch 2, or something entirely different, nobody knows. But it seems like that's around the time that the system will see its next big thing. Metroid Prime 4 is a game that we have waited for quite some time. In fact, earlier this week, it was the 3-year anniversary of Nintendo's apology. One of the cutest, nicest things they've ever done, where they made a video just basically saying like, man, we done screwed up and we're sorry. We had to completely restart the development of Metroid Prime 4. They flashed that logo and everybody freaked. And then they were like, it's not going so well. We got to restart. Now, that was 3 years ago to this week. And they've been hiring a lot along the way, and we thought development was probably really moving along. Nintendo hasn't said much, but today we see something not so great. Retro Studios, the developer now in charge of Samus's first-person Fate, made their first tweet in over a year. And they said, we are looking for a tools engineer and a technology engineer to join us on our journey to develop Metroid Prime 4. Now, they are hiring engineers to help their journey to develop Metroid Prime 4, not QA, not to finish it up, not to bring it to the finish line, not to help it go gold, on the journey to develop. And now the internet is abuzz that maybe Metroid Prime 4 is nowhere near close to done. I mean, nobody expected it this year, but I think we were all hopeful that we'd see something soon. Back in December of 2020, they hired an AI designer to help work on bosses, and we were like, okay, you know, it's been over a year since then. Maybe they were really tightening things up, but now they're hiring tools and technology engineers, and they talk about the journey to develop, and it really feels like Metroid Prime 4 ain't gonna see the light of day on this Switch. Now, there is a chance that maybe it just comes together magically, but look at the climate we're in and be honest with yourself. How many games that have easy development are still seeing significant delays? How many games where everything goes pretty good didn't come out in the year they intended to because of the current climate, because of the current pandemic, and because of just games are hard to make? Delays are like ever present even when things are going good, and nothing went good for Metroid Prime 4. They had to publicly announce a scrap and redo. And Retro, like, they're more than capable. Amazing folks over there, and I can't wait to see what they produce. Metroid Dread was so freaking fun and such an awesome title. I can't wait for Samus's next. But I really suspect that at this time, this may end up being a crossover title in the same way that Breath of the Wild was for Wii U and Switch. I mean, there's no chance the game hits this year, and there's probably very little chance it hits in 2023, which means the earliest Metroid Prime 4 is coming out is 2024, which, mind you, would put it 5 years since their apology. Now, 5 years is a reasonable development time, although it does kind of lean on the longer side. This thing could stretch even more, though, if they've had to scrap and redo at Retro since that public apology. Now, Metroid on Switch has just been all sorts of strange, because we've heard so many rumors about the Prime trilogy being ready to go, and then no, it's just like Prime 1 remastered, and yet they still haven't said anything because supposedly they're waiting for it to be closer to Prime 4, but it seems like Prime 4 continues to be pushed and not coming out anytime soon, so what will Nintendo do? They had the superstar success of Dread, it was a delicious game, and maybe Samus is just chilling right now. We have seen recent leaks that, hey, the Metroid Prime 1 remaster is ready to go, and Nintendo might announce it any direct now and get it launching here in 2022. Now, I think that would be amazing, and perhaps that does just buy them time to continue to work on Prime 4 and make it the best game they can. And maybe with Prime 4 being Samus's foray back into first-person shooting for the first time in multiple generations, maybe it would be better if it had even more oomph. You see, there's a silver lining here, which is Nintendo could make Metroid Prime 4 one of their first awesome showpiece 4K video games. And that is tantalizing to me. Look, I'd love to play Metroid Prime 4 this year, but we have so many games. And right now my fingers are all crossed for Zelda hitting this year. I don't have many more fingers to cross. I can't even do it. For Metroid, like I could cross my toes, but I don't think I have that kind of dexterity. I'm hopeful that Zelda hits. We have Splatoon, we've got Legends Arceus, and we have a lot of other Nintendo hits coming this year. We don't need Metroid Prime 4 anytime soon, and maybe this idea that it's going to be moved to the next console is actually a good one. I suppose it could release at the tail end of the Switch, but at that point, ask yourself, why wouldn't Nintendo save it for a super cool crossover, even a super cool launch title? Believe you me, plenty of Nintendo fans would want to see Metroid Prime 4 in 4K and buy that new system, in the same way that many Nintendo fans wanted to see Breath of the Wild in all of its glory on the Switch, which was more glorious than the Wii U, and I'm telling you, the 4K whatever is going to be more glorious than the Switch. So I think things are trending in this direction, and I think Metroid Prime 4, it's just, get it out of your mind for right now. It's not coming anytime soon. I sure hope this thing doesn't get canceled. I guess these hirings are good news in that, like, okay, they are progressing along. It's better to see something happening than nothing happening. And we know Nintendo, they keep their mouth shut until they're really ready. Like the Metroid Prime 4 logo reveal was a really weird misstep for Nintendo because they like, boom, Kirby, it's announced and boom, it's out in March. Boom, Paper Mario, it's announced, it's out 2 months later. Like, they're really pretty good about that. Breath of the Wild 2 is another interesting one where they've had an elongated cycle, and it seems to cause stress amongst them and their fan base, and I don't think they want to recreate that with Metroid. So I don't think we see Metroid for a while now, until they're confident they can hit a date, until they're confident that the game is where it needs to be, and until they're confident that they're done hiring and done developing this thing on the journey to make Samus's next big adventure. So don't be surprised if Metroid Prime 4 don't make it on your Switch. I still think there's a high chance you can play it on your Switch, but it also will probably be a whole lot better and maybe even designed more for the next system, which is good or bad depending on how you feel about these sort of things. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Would you be pissed off if Metroid Prime 4 got pushed to the next Switch console? Or do you think, hey, like they're gonna get it out, they're gonna work hard? Or do you kind of acknowledge that, hey, the way video game industry works right now, delays are so common, and this game clearly is not even close, so yeah, it's not on the radar. It's off, you know, it's not even at Zebus. It's just, it's way out there, Pluto, somewhere that you can't even find it. Anyways, my good people, something that is here today is Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that's what the community poll was all about. Make sure to check the community tab each and every weekday evening, also Sunday evening for the Monday episode, when I ask you guys important questions and I want to hear your take. So make sure to turn that notification bell on so you can be a part of the show. Are you getting Pokemon Legends Arceus today? This percentage is pretty amazing. Consider the audience we have, and consider that 45% of the people are picking the game up today. 55% said no, but some of that will probably pick it up over the weekend or in the coming weeks or in the coming months or later this year at a birthday or a holiday. 45% though are in on this, and I think this is one of the Nintendo games that really just built momentum so fast. Like, it was like, okay, this looks good. It looks cool, the graphics, but it looks good, it looks good. Volcanic explosion of hype a few days before as we started to see impressions. And again, I stand by my statement that here, rare instance where the leaks were really good, because that positive feedback showed people like, hey, Game Freak did something really good this time around. And I think the sales and the fun and the Switch getting another sweet exclusive, man, all benefactors of this brilliance. And I'm a benefactor of being with you. Like, seriously, all your positive comments, all the little notes you leave me, they mean so much to me, and I appreciate you so much. I hope you're all staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there. I hope you all have an awesome weekend. Of course, I've got other videos coming your way, but I'll be back with GMM on Monday. Until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.